Dan here, DD Science Shop. Today's a different video. I've had someone's kind of been burning a piece of my brain here and I wanted to talk about it, and I thought we're going to recreate an experiment, and if this video makes it up, it worked. If no one ever sees it, I've already deleted it. We're going to talk boiled linseed oil, spontaneous combustion. So I'm sure you guys have all heard of it. Boiled linseed oil, which is used for like furniture and whatnot. It says right on it, very danger of combustion. Materials such as rags used with this product may begin to burn by themselves after use. Put rags in water or lay flat to dry, then discard them. Do not store oily rags, brushes, or open containers of linseed oil in an enclosed area. Do not eat, yada, yada, yada. The idea is you rub this stuff on, teak oil, whatever the hell, same idea, same process, I guess. But the rags themselves, if left unattended, can burst into flames. You've all heard that old wives' tale?
2 hours in, we spot smoke. Linseed oil is safe for wood because you spread it out, but left on wadded up rags or paper, the oil is so concentrated that it heats up as it evaporates. It's been a little over 3 hours now, and suddenly we see flames.
And whether it happens or not, I don't know. Now, there's a channel I love, AVE, and he's been doing it. He tried to recreate it where it would just kind of go up in flames.
Putting some rags in a pile, and yeah, I think it might be as simple as putting some rags in a pile and lighting them on fire. But, you know, I'm not an insurance adjuster. If you know what I'm saying, you know what I'm saying. Bullshit! Thanks for watching. Keep your dick in a vice.
I'm a little cynical, but you tell me. Is the guy a lying sack of shit? Or is his heart in the right place? He just couldn't get the results of the experiment he wanted and wanted to show you the dangers. I'm a grown-up, however. Someone can explain the dangers to me. Yeah. I leave it to you. Thanks for watching.
Unsuccessfully. Just recently, there's a guy who did a video where it did go, and he kind of watched it and called BS on it. Now, I love AVE. That guy is much smarter than I am, so I don't want this to come across negatively anyway, but I'm going to give you my experience, because I wasn't worried about these things burning. I never did. I used to really, soak them in water and all that, then I stopped doing it, haven't had problems, and the way I use linseed oil is actually not on wood. This is actually a bad example, but usually I have junk old cars, and you put boiled linseed oil on it, and it brings back a bit of a shine and leaves a heck of a sticky mess on it. But anyways, that's how I use it. Now, the tests I've seen, they're all controlled and all this and that, and you know what they're missing? They're missing the dummy factor. That's where I come in. So here is a story of what happened to me. I had linseed oil in an entire car. So you use a lot of oil, and the problem is, when you're using the rags, which I'll get to this, I use t-shirts because they're free. You end up using, you soak them, you wipe them around, then they get kind of dirty and stuff, so I'll be, okay, on to the next one. So I'll use multiple, and then I'll typically use a t-shirt to wipe it off and get the excess. Because obviously, metal and paint are not going to absorb the same amount of oil as wood would, right? So that's all fine and good, kind of relevant. I don't know if maybe my rags have a little bit more linseed oil in them or not, but here is the dummy factor. This is where carelessness comes in, and what exactly happened to me, which of course I have no camera footage on, so we're going to try and recreate it. We have our linseed oil soaked rag, e.g. I then put it in a cardboard box, like that, because I was going to throw it out. This is an old paint box. Stored exactly here on my big box Chevrolet, and the middle of winter, it was cold in here. Now I do have electric heat in my shop, and I have this thing, an 80,000 BTU diesel, kerosene, whatever it may be, heater with a thermostat on it. What I did, turn that on, it was facing away from that, facing that way, walked away, life happened, I totally forgot about it. which really isn't a big deal. These things are pretty safe. I don't worry about that aspect of it. If you don't have something in front of it, you should be fine. Anyway, I'm inside, I'm screwing around, whatever the heck I was doing, I couldn't tell you. I have the Wise Camera app. Open that up to this Wise Camera to see smoke. And I'm like, oh my God. Ran out to the garage, popped the door open. It was a bazillion degrees in here because this heater was just going full tilt at 80,000 BTU, and this is a 2222 or 2022, so it's very relatively small shop with a lot of heat pumping through it. And this box was sizzling. Now, I will say I didn't spend a whole lot of time paying attention as to what happened, but it was definitely about to go up in flames. So, I don't know if the t-shirts went, if maybe the t-shirts had leaked into the cardboard box. I think it was a calamity of errors that obviously expedited the process or whatever it may be. So, I do agree with a lot of the videos, AVE and all that stuff. If you toss those maybe in a metal can and you leave it in 20-degree temperature, I don't want to patent pending or whatever, nothing, I'm not liable. You're probably not going to have any issues. But you enter the dummy factor and you put a bunch of oil-soaked rags in a cardboard box with a heat source, not direct, cranked to max, so we turned it into a sauna in here, it was so hot. Maybe it could happen. So, we're going to try and recreate that and see what happened. Now, that being said, there could be other things that I had done to this that I was not aware of. For all I know, this box, maybe it had gasoline in it, it had, I don't know, some other sort of accelerant in it. This is, I mean, I just grabbed this box, it looks, no trickery here. That's the only thing I hate about this video. I feel like people are going to dissect it. I wish I could be more open and honest somehow, but that's just kind of the way it went. So there could be a bunch of other things, but all we're going to do today, we're going to soak these rags in this linseed oil, toss it in that box, crank this on, hopefully leave the camera on. I got a bunch, you'll see me popping around. I'm going to clean up this disaster of it. Well, it's actually a real fire hazard in here, eh? Should probably clean up the fire hazard before we go too far. See if we can sweat this thing into a fire. Let's get this stuff oiled up. So here, put the old Leatherman away. Here's kind of what I would do. Typically, you get your linseed oil. I mean, I've used this a bazillion times. You wouldn't tell because I couldn't get the safety cap. And a rather liberal amount on the rag. I don't know how much you're supposed to use. I know I soak these things. So they're like a sponge kind of deal. Because the other thing with a car, this is a small car, but if you're getting to some sort of huge surface area, you go through lots. You kind of wipe it on, you do your thing. Actually, you know, to kind of show this is almost like a patina car video at the same time. Anybody who doesn't like it, we're not doing a car video. Look, there you go. So you can see the shine it gives it. We're going off topic here, but anyway, so that's something I would do. So we'll get these things all kind of soaked up. For all I know, these rags pick something off the paint of the car. I mean, I think the problem with science is you really want to be exact. There's going to be none of that here today. The dummy factor. Okay, so we got a few rags in here. Let's put it over on the bench, or on the... Huh? And... Huh. Okay. Rags, inflammable box, heater. Flick on the switch. Crank her up on high. I guess we'll let her go. Hopefully this works. You'll probably see me walking around cleaning stuff up. I might just go ahead and put a fire extinguisher around it. You know, safety around here. And we'll see just what happens. We have encountered a scientific issue. Let's go on. The GoPro. It's so hot in here that the GoPro is shutting off. So it's about 30 degrees. This thing's still cranking. I'll put this out in the snow for a minute. It's a little hot. I'm also charging it at the same time, so we've done some quick changes in the interest of science. I've lowered the tripod to get a little lower. It's cooler down there, so we're still hot. Temperature is now 33 or 4 degrees Celsius, but as you can see, this heater has a thermostat on it. It thinks it's only 20. The floor itself, 45, 48 degrees. Check this camera good too. I put in a bunch of snow, so it's 86 degrees. So we'll see how that goes. Not much lower I can go on this. Unfortunately, we're running into a camera problemo. Too hot. Too hot. But this thing only says it's 26 degrees right down on the ground. Now, whoops, just doing fingers. I have readjusted this camera and put an SD card in it, so it'll be filming it. It did make the cut last time, however, it's a crappy camera. Now it is 40 degrees, so 100 and, I don't know, whatever, 5. These rags are, oh, this is reverso. 118 degrees, 113. They're hot. Well, relative. We'll, I don't know. We'll keep her going. Let that cool off. You're failing science, GoPro. Alright, a little update. This thermometer says we're like 110. So that's 45 Celsius. The garage says it's 28. And this stuff is what? Whoop. 130. So the rags are hot, or the hottest point. Oh, that's hot. We're doing something. Anyway, so what I'm going to do now, I set up a second camera, and the surefire way to get a fire, I'm going to get some diesel for this thing, so I'm not going to be here to attend it. Okay, we're cranking. I did get more diesel in case I needed some. We're pegged at 50. Now, I will say, for those of you guys who've used these heaters, usually it smells like diesel and all that. It's starting to smell like linseed oil, and that reminded me when I came out here, panicked that we were on fire. I remember that smell. So we're still giving her. So this air cleaner is what? 140. Rags are 170, 168, 178, 235. What's going on there? It smells burny. I'm not gonna lie. That's hot. Everything else around it, I don't know what else to show here. Something's happening. I just put diesel in this thing. It's smoking. see that? Just little whiffs here. Yeah, just a little bit. I saw it. I was looking. I was up there looking. It's burning my eyes. Oh, there we go. See? Oh God. Yeah, I gotta take a break. Okay, we got the GoPro. I had it outside. Hopefully it's cool enough to get. Oh God, where are my eyes? It's starting to smoke. I'm gonna take you off laps here. See it kind of go. We have these cameras, so they're going. I'm gonna put this one outside to cool off a little because it's just hot to the touch. Holy moly. Camera's going. Focus. 5 minutes. See that? Absolutely smoking. 100% smoking. Where did I put my gun? Where did I put it? Idiot. Where are we now? 220, 215, 230. What's the box at? Box isn't it? We're getting somewhere. Oh, we had 270 there? Is that what the one? No. Alright, it's burning my eyes in here. We got a bunch of terrible cameras, doing the best I can. We're struggling with the heat. It's hot and the cameras aren't liking it. So again, this is not, I mean, well, this is what I did. You forgot your heater on, go to bed, fell asleep on the couch, whatever. We got this other camera here. You see, it's definitely, there we go. It's absolutely smoking. Kind of cooled off a little, but it's smoking more. But these cameras, they're getting hot. The higher up you go. Well, hopefully we can dial this thing together. This thing, oh man, it's cooking. It is cooking. Hopefully the camera doesn't overheat. Woo! We did it! Woo! There you go. Wow! Woo-wee! Man, it goes a nightmare. It was 3-4 hours. I just lost the internet. It was so hot in the garage. I had to scramble and make it work. I hope all that worked, all those cameras. We did it. I'm gonna gather my thoughts. Oh god. And I'm gonna do a proper video of the let's see what this looks like. Oh man. Whew. Oh, my air filter. Water soaked shirt. There you have it. Oh man, to the GoPro. Nice. Hopefully that worked. Oh, success. There you go. Wow. Woo-wee. Well, the remnants of our spontaneously combusting rags soaked in linseed oil. So, again, you can't believe everything you see on the internet, eh, Mr. AVE? Granted, I did not have the same testing, I guess, standards, whatever you want to call it, as some of those videos. Now, a lot of the videos have been, that I have seen, in like a room temperature, 20 degrees. You know, they put them in a box and poof, it's like, oh, you can't store this. It's going to absolutely blow up. We did have a few things different. We used t-shirts, because I'm cheap. The linseed oil, I mean, I just used whatever I got from Canadian Tire, name brand or off-brand stuff, whatever it may be. Cardboard box. The real kicker is going to be the heat, and I know that. But we're factoring the D factor and the dumb factor, right? And this little heater got up to 35 degrees. It said on the thermostat, our slightly schmelted thermometer. It was wrapped past 50. I'm going to say it was 60 or so degrees, you know, temperature where I am. It was killing the cameras. It was quite a nightmare. But that being said, you can be an idiot. I did this. So you leave your heater on, you go inside, you forget. It's like the guy falls asleep smoking a cigarette, burns himself to death. That's what happened. Or, you know, if you're in the south, it's hot, Death Valley, Arizona, places like that. I gotta think if you have a uninsulated building, it could get that hot. 60 degrees Celsius. I don't know what that is in Fahrenheit. Lots. It could probably get that hot in a building. You could put these rags in a box. You're going to take them to throw them away. You forget them in the back of your car. It's a hot sunny day in summer. The car can get that hot. I do think this is less likely, but absolutely possible. Now, I know what people are going to be. The camera's always going to be the issue. This ran for about 4 hours, 4.5 hours, how long the test took. I tried to have the cameras running as much as possible. That's the problem we're going into. Now, we use this GoPro. We use my phone. This GoPro kept overheating. We use these two cameras. Unfortunately, not the best, but they did handle the heat. They handled the heat the best. That's a little test in itself. So this one camera was right here and got the action. It was great. So I think at the end of the video, I'll put this one maybe in fast motion. I'm sure I'm using clips from this stuff. This is the one I had right close on the vice grips. It had a magnetic base. Unfortunately, you can see she got a little toasty. We got a lot of smoke on this one, but before it actually ignited, this one KO'd. So, what are you going to do? It's the way it is. I tried to be as honest as I possibly could. I can appreciate everything that everyone else has done. I'm sure people are going to pick this apart and let me know how wrong I am. But you know what? As far as I'm concerned, it's absolutely doable. Be careful with these things. When I had left mine out here, it had been a couple of days, so I wasn't even thinking about it. It wasn't like I wiped the car down, put them in there, and turned the heat on. It was, they were in there. It was fine. It's so cold here. It's not an issue. I probably didn't have the heat on. That's why I left that. Go for dinner. Do whatever I got to do. Forgot about it. Just about burn the shop to the ground. So, shoulda, coulda, woulda. I think I covered everything. If I missed something, let me know in the comments. We'll do it again. What's the worst that'll happen? We burn the shop down? I'm pretty sure we're insured for this.